The following is a presentation of The Day.
Thank you guys for joining us on the latest episode of Live Lunch Break from here in the Telegraph Record Shop in New London. My name is Rick Coster, and we are streaming live at theday.com. We also have a new thing that I hope you are a little more technologically savvy than I am, but you can subscribe to these podcasts on iTunes, which I didn't know there was an iTunes, but it's out there. And not only can you subscribe to Live Lunch Break, but I think you can probably get Greta Stroebel's EP, which is called Society Road. Greta is our guest today. We talk a lot about how fertile the New London music scene is and the musicians in the area, and we have been more and more impressed and flattered that a lot of younger folks, high school age talent, are showing up. Greta is a student at East Lyme High School, and I believe that you're so talented beyond your years that it sort of irritates me, but that's okay.
Sorry.
And she named her EP Society Road, I think, as a dig at me, because nobody from high society would allow me on their road. But in any case, we're happy you're here, and play some songs, tell us about them, and we'll talk in a little while. We're glad you guys are joining us at Live Lunch Break. This is Greta Stroebel.
Hi. Okay, so the first two songs that I'm going to sing, I wrote for creative writing class as a tribute to Paul Simon, because we were supposed to pick a writer that we admired. And so that's kind of what they are. And the first one is called Dreamer in a Tower. So, all right. I am a lonely soul. I know no home at all. The writings on the wall fade with the fall. The stones are pale dark gray. For the clouds made from my thoughts are far too full. Roses in the garden are bleeding from the wall, but the lilies in the courtyard whisper me the words of a sinner and a prophet, of a peasant and a queen, of a dreamer in a tower, waiting to be free. I've told of you, I've told of you, in frozen mornings and cold afternoons. Restless ivory snow surrounds me in a cave, but I can see the light only a few miles away. I am alone, but I feel no frightful with the moon and your sword. You'll slay the dragon of the night. Cries of the widow and the howls of the wolf will cease to exist once I met you. Okay, so the next song I'm going to sing is, another tribute to Paul Simon. We had to write two, and it's called Often Heard, and it's kind of short, but, here it is. tired crow sings words true and kind, for the poor and the weak, for the deaf and the blind. The people scream and run away. A canary whistles a steady tune, feathers gather and the people swoon. Eyes grow brighter, but the sky grows gray. Often washed is the woman in red, often lost is the woman in black, often walked is the way you're led, and oftentimes she'll come right back. An old man sits in a broken chair, kicking up sand, pulling out his hair, and crying poems he wrote 10 years ago. A young man screams in woods of sorrow, his words are empty and his voice is hollow, yet the feeble-minded wander through the snow. Often watched is the woman in red, often lost is the woman in black, often walked is the way you're led, and oftentimes you'll come right back. You'll come right back. Okay. The next song I'm gonna sing is called Mr. Black. And so I wrote like the chorus to it probably like a year ago, and I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I found it this year, and I wrote the rest of the song. So, Mr. Black, here it is. Okay. Cold, he steps out from the seas, covers her with dreams, and sings. She climbs down from her head, pours a glass of tea, and smiles. Warm, they lie on carpets torn. She talks about her day, and he says, "Ali, Ali, 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 carry on. Ali, 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 you'll grow strong. One day all these walls are gonna fall right down around you. With your wings and golden ring, I'll meet you in the stars." She steps out on the street, he scurries by her feet and growls. Dark defends her from her friends, hisses at the weed and cruel. Brave follows her around and whispers in her ear, "Dear, Ali, 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 carry on. Ali, 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 you'll grow strong. One day all these walls are gonna fall right down around you. With your wings and golden ring, I'll meet you in the stars. With your wings and golden all the pain, reach for the sun and not know. Whoa. Ali, 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 are you sure? Ali, 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 you'll hurt more. I don't wanna fade away, but in the end I cannot stay. Live and let the sun pass through. I'll meet you when I do. Live and let the sun pass through. I'll meet you when I do. The next song I'm going to sing is a song I wrote called Window, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Okay, it's called Window. There is rain outside my window still. There's a man who wipes his feet upon the grass as he takes out the trash and stretches out his bed. There are voices coming from a box, but outside only the wind can talk. A pumpkin on your doorstep tells of the coming fall, and through it all, memories of tire swings and falling leaves, of afternoons and apple trees, of secrets only the broken branches can know. I'll meet you in the falling snow and say hello. How did you know? There's the window of a long lost friend. There's his presence in an empty field. The rain falls without a sound and illuminates the silver suitcase underground. There's a piano at my door, but the composer doesn't live there anymore. Still he visits when I start to cry and plays a crooked lullaby. Memories of tire swings and falling leaves, of afternoons and apple trees, of secrets only the broken branches can know. I'll meet you in the falling snow and say hello. How did you know? In the carpet there's a beating heart. If the walls knew they would fall apart, there's a
Greta, that sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Is it fun?
Yes, it is fun to play songs.
You're a terrific songwriter. This is our guest, Greta Stroebel. My name is Rick Coster, and you're watching The Day's live lunch break, streaming from theday.com, or you're in the crowd here at the Telegraph Record Shop in New London. Greta, the first thing that I was thinking when I was watching you as the first set unfolded was that people can practice songcraft and a chordal vocabulary, like if you string 3 or 4 chords together, are going to suggest to just about anybody because of the notes, a melody line.
Yeah.
But you have a gift for going with melody where the chords wouldn't normally suggest, and it's a lovely thing, and it's a delicate commodity. Is that something that comes natural to you, or do you just sit around and try different stuff?
I mean, okay, so people usually ask me, do you write the lyrics first, or do you write, the chords first? And I really only know so many chords, so I just kind of play around, and I usually write like one line of the song first, and then, I'll put the chords together that I know, and if I feel like I've used a chord so many times, I'll throw in a different one, and somehow it ends up sounding good.
It does. It really does. And good for you. If that's how it flows. I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I also think, if I'm correct, you started thinking about this like when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
What was it? Because when I was 5, here's what resonated to me. Is it going to be Honey Nut Cheerios or Captain Chocula or whatever his name is? And I wasn't thinking about stuff like this. So what was it that resonated about music at that age, or was it a particular artist or a song, or do you remember?
I mean, well, I've loved singing since I was like a baby, but my dad, I guess, always played old-timey kind of music when I was a kid. And
I gotta interrupt. For those of you who don't know, Greta's father is Ken Stroebel, and when I moved up here from Dallas to become the music writer at The Day, Ken was the music writer at the Norwich Bulletin, and because we would overlap at covering things, we got to know one another. And he's a wonderful writer and a good person, and we shared more than a few beers in our lifetime. So I just wanted to interrupt you to say, I'm not sure it was, in a bigger context, old-timey music.
Yeah.
Is that fair, Ken? Is she being too restrictive?
No, it's fair. It's pretty old-timey.
All right, it's old-timey.
Yeah,
So I was
it's
wrong.
old-timey.
I was just bitter. Okay, so go carry on with your
So
story.
yeah, something I guess about that old-timey music resonated with me because I mean, a lot of kids, their parents play old-timey music, and it doesn't always stick with them, but it stuck with me. And I mean, I took piano lessons when I was a kid, and I always thought like the guitar is easier because there's like 88 keys on a piano. There's only 6 strings in a guitar. I now know that that's not really true. It's not really easier, but I got my guitar when I was like 12, and I just have been writing ever since. So.
And I'd like to point out that if 88 keys to 6 strings sort of represents a dynamic, there's a reason I played bass, which has 4 string.
Yeah.
So that's even easier,
see?
right? So
there's logic.
you started the set off by dedicating 2 songs to Paul Simon.
Yeah.
What is it about? And I think any beginning songwriter, and some people go through their entire 40-year career writing songs about relationships, romance, that sort of thing. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
People have written some of the best songs in the world about that. But you seem to take on, as Paul Simon does, there's a narrative quality to what you're writing. Where does that come from?
Well, okay. A lot of kids, like, my age and stuff, they do write about, like, love and stuff. But, like, I mean, I don't really know anything about that. So I just kind of, and, yeah, it's just the music that I grew up listening to was, always really, like, metaphorical, which is kind of what I try to make my songs. And I did Paul Simon because like there's like one artist usually with everyone where like when you listen to their songs there's never like one song that doesn't like speak to you. Like for Ken it's Bruce, right? Huh? So for mine it was like I never like felt that before, and then like I started listening to their songs, and like every single song, Simon and Garfunkel, one after another, each one like spoke to me. So I was like, okay.
Melodically and lyrically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tremendous stuff. Now, you're also sort of, you're out in public. You play a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wanted to ask you about, I guess it's a songwriters collective out of Rhode Island called The Rising.
Yeah.
So it's not zombies, like The Rising. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so Rising, I was playing at Hank's Dairy Barn when they like found me, and they kind of just they go and they play places, and they like when they see someone, they like collect them and try and join them into their group. So it's kind of just starting out, but it's getting bigger, I guess, as it goes along, and getting more people to be part of it. And it's just great because they find gigs, and a lot of times they're benefits that help people. And they do things in the Rhode Island and Connecticut area, so it's kind of far away, but I would, suggest it to anyone.
No, that's excellent. And particularly that you guys are doing some charitable stuff with it is nice. Our guest today is Greta Stroebel on Live Lunch Break. And I like to say this, even though it's not technically correct. She's on tour behind her debut EP, Society Road, because when you look back on this, or somebody across the country sees it, they'll go, wow, she's already on tour. Like they'll think you have a backstage rider and that kind of stuff. By the way, does Hank's Dairy Bar give you like free hot dogs or anything if you play there?
They put out a tip jar one time, and I got like $5.
Does it have, well, you can buy your own hot dog with that ice cream or whatever. I like very much listening to the sort of stripped down solo songs on Society Road, and what you've done today. The songs carry the weight. You can pull it off. But that always makes me think, because I played in bands for so long, I think these songs would sound really cool with a band arrangement. Is that something you've thought about?
Yeah, I've always wanted a band. I mean, I've asked people, but they just said no. So if anyone out there is looking for a band, I'm here.
All right, tell us, where can folks find Society Road, and you coming up playing anywhere in the near future where people could come see you?
Okay, so Society Road is available on iTunes, which, I mean, you have to pay for it, but it's available for free on Spotify, so I would go there. And my mom's selling it on her Etsy website. And
what's that? How do we find that?
Etsy.com, and then Brooks and Thurman, I guess, is the name of your thing. You can also buy her other things that she sells. And then CD Baby, which is the original place where like I got it produced.
Excellent.
And all that.
All right, you playing anywhere?
Well, with Rising, we usually play the same places sometimes. So probably Indigo Pizza sometime soon, which I played a lot at. And I mean, on Facebook, I usually post where I'm going.
Right.
So
Fair enough. Go to Facebook, Greta Stroebel. So would you grace us with 4 more songs?
sure.
All right, we're glad to have you on Live Lunch Break. I'm
Thank
Rick
you.
Coster. This is Greta Stroebel.
Okay. So the next song I'm gonna play is called Society Road, and it's the title song of my album. And so I wrote this because there is an actual Society Road. It's in Connecticut. And my friend kind of lives off of it, and so I got off at her house, off the bus one time, and it was like all the houses looked the same. It was really weird and creepy, so I wrote a song about it. All right. I grew up on Society Road. Not much of anything happens, or so I'm told. I don't remember much of Society Road, but watching dead grass die and children get old. One sidewalk leads into another. You turn the corner and start So the next song I'm going to sing is one that I wrote a long time ago. I think it was a long time ago. And it's called Aight Man, and it's kind of like the only upbeat sort of song that I have. So, you know, that's why I'm playing it. And it's kind of the only religious song that I have. So I thought, you know, that's good, right? Okay, here we go. Draped in our finest clothes, washed in the river. Oh, from this dark despair, it's me he will deliver. I drop a nickel in the basket by the priest, as holy water slides down my cheeks. I take my seat and fall to my knees. Oh, well, Lord, please. Well, Daddy's had a job and Susie misses Robbie left for the Navy yesterday. And John dropped out of school and Jody's leaving too. And Jackson claims he's run away. Well, Mama's always crying and Liam thinks he's dying, but he's just got a broken heart. But she said she wouldn't have left him if he were cheap while she were dating with Tina, Mary, Vicky, Lee, and Mark. Well, Rosemary could use a friend, so if you've got a hand to lend some broken spirit you could mend. Amen. I walk the dark stone aisle, staring at my feet. Oh, with the Lord I meet, as the holy bread I eat. I take my seat and fall to my knees. Oh, well, Lord, please. Well, the neighbor's always screaming that his daughter goes and leaves and wanders around for a while. She knows this boy named Harry and she says they're getting married, but her daddy says she's just a child. There's another girl named Dominique who lives her life way down the street, but she doesn't really fit in. Her mama works all day and night and she gets in a lot of fights, but the other kids don't like the color of her skin. And I know you're looking down, so please don't give up on this town. Yeah, turn these poor souls' lives around, 'cause we could all use a friend. Amen. Draped in our finest clothes, washed in the river. Oh, from this dark despair, it's us he will deliver. Thank you. Okay, so the next song I'm gonna sing is my most recent song, and it's called House of Cards, and it's like literally about a house of cards. So, okay. The queen is in the kitchen, and the aces are alone. The king is in the fountain, drowning under his crown of stone, setting the table. Jack was blinded by the sun, and the bread is almost done. No one told hope now turned black. A club is in the corner. The Joker tears apart the moon. In the window shines the moon, giving hope to another afternoon. Too many spades and not enough hearts. One blow and this kingdom falls apart. One blow and this kingdom falls apart. Thank you. Okay. The last song I have is a Christmas song. So sorry. But it's on my album, so I figured I'd play it. It's called This Christmas Night. Blue December skies, tired, lonely eyes, snow falls slowly, softly, clouding out the window she stares through, and she cried out, "Bring me the man I love tonight. If he's late, well, that's alright. If he's sleepy, I don't care. Bring him with snowflakes in his hair, and with the moon shining so bright. Please bring him home this Christmas night." Black December skies, lost, wandering eyes, stars shine, gently glowing, lighting up the path that he must go. And he cried out, "Bring me to the girl I love, following the stars from up above. If I'm sleepy, I don't care. I'll see the snowflakes in her hair, and with the moon shining so bright, I must find her this Christmas night." Starlight is slowly dying. As the sun is rising, she is crying. Tears fall softly, gently, when on her door there came a knock, and they cried out, "You brought me the one I love today, and with them I'll always stay. Away from them I'll never go. I love them more than I could know. They'll never leave, oh, I do pray. How I love this Christmas day." Thank you.
The very talented Greta Stroebel, thank you so much for being here. Did you guys like that? Absolutely. She is.
Thank you.
The EP is called Society Road. You can get it at iTunes, CD Baby, or access it on Spotify. Greta says that's easiest. I say that's cheap. Buy it. Next week we have the Advantagers. My name is Rick Coster for Live Lunch Break, streamingatoday.com. Thanks to Rich and everybody at the Telegraph Record Shop in New London. And remember, speaking of iTunes, you can subscribe to the Live Lunch Break podcast there. I think it's a splendid idea. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks again, Greta.
Thanks for having me.